There is going to be, the Lord also say, diplomatic, like a chase. I don't know what this means. A mass chase.
Look, I said from day one, no one's off the table.
The Trump administration setting out to execute what it has promised.
Greetings to you all viewers all over the world. This is God Voice TV channel. Welcome to the House of Ethiel, a spirit from God. On the 30th of November 2024, the man of God, Prophet Favor Ethiel, gave a prophetic word concerning the United States borders. Let us hear what the prophet said in its fulfillments.
There is going to be, the Lord also say, diplomatic, like a chase. I don't know what this means. A mass chase. Countries will begin to be cut off. This is the United States borders. It is coming to pass.
Promises made, promises kept, with President Trump taking immediate action on his top campaign focus, fighting illegal immigration. From coast to coast, ICE agents going city to city, sometimes door to door, tracking down the nearly 1.5 million undocumented set for deportation. And as ICE closes in on migrants, once vibrant Chicago neighborhoods are now turning into ghost towns. And tonight we are taking you to a neighborhood that has gone silent.
Look, I said from day one, no one's off the table.
The Trump administration setting out to execute what it has promised.
We arrested 1,300 people. Over 1,000 of them were criminals.
Immigration and customs enforcement operations reportedly underway in jurisdictions all across the nation. Federal agents have been spotted in many sanctuary cities carrying out these operations.
I hope the sanctuary cities come around.
The usually bustling and vibrant streets of this Hispanic neighborhood in Chicago sit relatively empty because of the concerns over ICE.
The United States has started conducting deportation flights using Air Force planes, including to Guatemala, as the Trump administration begins to implement its immigration policies. U.S. President Donald Trump also ordered 1,500 more military personnel to the border with Mexico, like here on the bridge between El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. It's part of Trump's promise to crack down on immigration. Now, dozens of people deported from the U.S. have begun arriving in the Mexican border city of Ciudad Juarez. Trump's executive orders on migration have left thousands in limbo at the U.S.-Mexico border. Many had been waiting months for appointments with U.S. immigration officials. DW's Fernando Mateos Frubeck reports.
My name is Gisela Mendoza. I'm Cuban. I have been here in this shelter for about 2 months already, with a very difficult path, a very difficult journey. I came with 2 children.
Gisela is one of the many people who had traveled to the neighboring border city with an asylum appointment to enter the U.S. But after Trump's inauguration, everything changed.
And within days of having the appointment again, we received an email where it was cancelled again. Here we're waiting to see what happens in the hands of God trusting. Desperate.
NGOs in El Paso, Texas, on the U.S. side of the border, agree that the situation is uncertain. The Trump administration's crackdown has cut off almost any legal option for migrants to cross the border.
President Trump's promised mass deportation plan is already underway, with week 1 seeing hundreds of migrants in the country illegally arrested by ICE. But the deportation efforts are being covered differently by left and right news outlets. News outlets with a left political bias are largely condemning the raids as stoking fear in communities, pointing to a New Jersey raid that may have resulted in U.S. citizens getting caught up in an ICE bust, while news outlets on the right are largely highlighting the raids as a success, pointing to criminals and suspected terrorists nabbed by ICE. Here's some of the coverage from right-leaning outlets. Fox. First images of ICE mass deportation efforts show arrests of MS-13 gang members, murder suspects. New York Post. Raids turn up pedophiles, gangbangers, and New York-based suspected terrorists as 538 migrants arrested. This in contrast to left-leaning outlets like The Guardian. Newark mayor condemns warrantless immigration raid that terrorized people. And Axios, mayor accuses ICE of detaining vet U.S. citizens in New Jersey immigration raid. Here's what's happened. ICE has conducted raids this week all over the U.S., including in Illinois, Utah, California, Minnesota, New York, Florida, and Maryland. ICE agents have arrested nationals from countries like Afghanistan, El Salvador, Honduras, Venezuela, Mexico, and others. According to President Trump's new press secretary, the Trump administration arrested 538 illegal immigrant criminals, including a suspected terrorist, 4 members of the Tren de Aragua gang, and several illegals convicted of sex crimes against minors. ICE sources told the New York Post some of the individuals rounded up were convicted in some very heinous cases.
Viewers, you can see how far the eyes of Jesus Christ can reach. Yes, even in our situations, this is to remind us that Jesus Christ sees it and He is concerned about it, to grant us solutions to our problems. Do not forget, this channel is all about Jesus Christ. Keep watching God Voice TV for the salvation of souls.